Hi there, Lloyd Machedo, speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Date is 16th June 2018. Time right now is 6:51. I want to give you my thoughts on abusive relationships. Without mentioning names, let me give you a few examples. I've had examples whereby I've met physically, that is a couple of years ago, I met a woman whose husband, I met the husband, got introduced, very peaceful man, nice guy, Muslim guy, very God-fearing, soft-spoken, very loving. I thought he was a great guy. And then his wife one day just comes at my doorstep. We were staying in the same building, and she said, "I'd just like to speak to you. I heard you're a coach." I said, "Yeah, but I do it professionally." She said, "Yeah, I'll pay you." So she paid me my usual $150, and she said, "I'd like to speak to you." So I sat down, and then as she started to talk, at first it was vague. Later on, she showed me, and I've seen this with my own eyes. She was wearing this abaya, because she was Muslim, Pakistani. She showed me her hand. Her husband literally broke both her hands at two different occasions, broke, and it was fractured, and I could see the marks. I was like, what the fuck, I didn't know whether she was telling the truth or not. And then she also showed her ear. The husband used to physically beat her and still does. So I was like, this is crazy. So I have met women who have been brutally and physically abused. I've seen the scars, I've seen the marks. I've also met women whose husbands have cheated on them, who have used them for money and, slept around with other women. And there have been even cases where the guy has, this is an actual example. The guy literally chased the girl for 11 years. 11 years. And I know this girl personally very well. 11 years he chased her, begged her, went down on his knees. Finally, she gave in and said, "Fine, I'll marry you." And after she gets married to him, finds out that, that is after she gives birth, and finds out that he has four other wives back in Pakistan, four other wives, and children with all of them, and, now he has another girlfriend. So it's not just Pakistan, it's India. I've seen many men. But now here's the shocking thing for you to think about. We normally think it's only the guy is a bad guy and the poor woman. But here's something that will really surprise you. I have actually interacted with men whose wives or the women have been brutally abusive. I'll give you three examples, and all three are my friends. Mind you, all three are my friends. I'll not give you their identities, keep it pretty vague, but I'll tell you the important parts. One guy, professional guy, he's a doctor. His wife literally has tortured him for the past so many years, like 10 or whatever years. She has gone to his hospital. She has smashed his things. They had to call the police. She has literally sued him for multiple number of things. She has scratched her own face and called the cops on him. She has broken his car, and she sued him for his entire property, everything. And I know the guy personally, and I know for a fact he is the most gentle, loving soul. That's one example. The second guy, CEO of a company, great guy, amazing human being, but his wife is, she literally, and she's not beautiful, huh? She's like this big, huge thing. And she literally makes him spend money on her. She wants, for example, Louis Vuitton bag, and she wants to go for a holiday to Maldives, and she wants expensive stuff, and she wants money, and she'll scream and shout, and she threatens to harm the son. And this guy, just to keep the sanity, caves in. And the third example is one guy who I know. He's in his 60s, mind you, he's in his 60s, and his wife, he just sent me a video recording of the video in the house, whereby he shared with me this video where his wife is breaking the fucking house, the plates, the glass, screaming, shouting. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? See, the thing which I'm trying to tell you is, if you're in an abusive relationship, guys or girls, you need to, watch out for red flags. And by red flags, it is these dangerous trends. And before they magnify themselves, it gets too late, you need to act. You cannot, you cannot hope that the person is going to change. You cannot wait and say, nah, it's okay. It only gets worse. People, in fact, I remember one of my ex-girlfriends, she was like, we knew each other from childhood and we were dating each other. She's amazing. She's a kind, beautiful soul. But once, imagine, as friends, we were great friends. But when we got together as lovers, she was great. But then all of a sudden she started behaving abnormal. Like, she would purposely try to start up a fight. She would, like, imagine we are eating. All of a sudden she would, like, why the fuck are you eating? And she would get wild. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? And she would do whatever it takes to piss me off. She really did whatever it took to piss me off. And she worked very hard at it. Like, she would just barge into my house in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. She would take out my clothes and just throw it on the ground. I was like, what are you doing, And if I wanted to break up, she would say no. And I literally almost, took a stone to smash her car. She pushed me to that level. It's like, if I tell her, please don't do this, she would actually do this. And then after we broke up, it was a terrible, terrible relationship. I asked her, why do you do this? Because then she was normal, because she got another guy. She told me that if you love someone, you should fight with them. That was her logic. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking? And that's what I realized is, her parents used to fight, and then they used to make out and patch up. So she saw this as, if you love someone, you will fight with them. And she did the same thing with her brothers and sisters. She did the same thing with all her boyfriends. And she did it even with her own spouse, and that ended up in a fucking ugly divorce. So what I'm trying to tell you is, there are different personalities. Many of them have mental issues. Many of them have personality issues. They have disorders, and they are not even aware of this. In fact, my friend told me later on that he discovered after the divorce that his wife had, borderline personality disorder. The other one had, one other guy found out that his wife had, obsessive compulsive disorder or something. So sometimes the ladies have come into me, oh, I found out my husband had ADHD to the extreme. So, you need to understand that a relationship can make or break you, and especially in your house, if there is no peace of mind, that can bloody destroy you. Because that is the one person who's going to impact you, influence you, be with you. It's a decider. If your home is not in order, there's nothing else. That is why there are so many, couples who spend the maximum time in the office, then hardly go home, those individuals, because when they go home, it's a bloody mess. And that's the same thing if you don't bring up your child in the proper way, if your child is not obedient. People keep saying, oh, my child is so talented. And no, if your child is not obedient, that's where it'll fuck up, So obedience is the number one trait in a child. And in a relationship, there should be, that is why I always tell people, in a relationship, there should be one boss, one person who's in charge, and the other person should be submissive. Both are aggressive, if both have a big ego, if both are level-headed, both are ambitious, that there will be a clash. And I'm not saying power couples don't succeed, but the chances of them succeeding is very, very rare. But even if they do succeed, the chances of fights and arguments are very high. For me, all my relationships have been with submissive women, and I've been very happy, peace of mind. And I'm telling you, whatever you might say, you might call me a male chauvinistic pig. You might say, oh, like some people have put the comment, oh, I expected that. You're a man without balls, fine, whatever, but I'm enjoying peace of mind. I don't have a single problem. No fights, zero fights, peace of mind, cool, calm, happy. For me, I am happy, peaceful. My wife doesn't ask me anything. And tomorrow when I have my child, I'll make sure my child is obedient. You might say, oh, you want a dog? Yes, fine. Your child can be hyper ambitious and scream and shout and whatever and be equal to you. That's you, your life. All the best to you. But for me, I value my peace of mind. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're in a relationship and you get even the slightest clue that the person's abusive, physically, verbally, anyway, any small thing, like they have to check your Facebook, or they have to check your phone, or they call you, where are you? What are you doing? Come back home and all. That's abnormal behavior. That's not acceptable. That is why for me, I have been very slow to choosing a partner, but very fast, very quick in breaking up all my relationships, all. And that's how I have had multiple relationships, and I've had the experience to choose the right partner. And today, finally, when I did decide to settle down, I chose the best. And I'm very happy to say I have the perfect wife. Perfect. She is absolutely perfect. She is a gift from the gods. And you might say, oh, she has low self-esteem, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck because I'm enjoying peace of mind. So what I want to address is, guys, if you have an abusive relationship, remember that that toxicity, that poison will destroy your life. So if you have such a partner, divorce, break up ASAP for peace of mind. Otherwise, you stick around too long, that person will never leave you and eventually will destroy you forever and ever. I hope this gives you some, light or some insight. Please don't ruin your life. Remember, the most important relationship, is the relationship that you have with your partner. And the second one is with your boss. And the third one is with your children. And also with yourself. So I just hope you make the right choice. Remember this, be slow in choosing a person, very slow, but be very fast, very, very fast in breaking up. Because there are a lot of people who are abnormal, who have mental issues, personality disorder issues. Like there is this one particular girl, Filipina. When she's with her boyfriend, whoever, new one, she'll show hands holding and kissing and cheeks like this. Oh, you're the love of my life. You're my this, you're my that. And they'll show everybody on Facebook how much they love each other. And then finish, break up, and the next one. So I also consider this as very emotionally unstable and immature. It's a very private thing. Keep it fucking private. Unless you're a social media maven and you have to engage your followers. Otherwise, keep it private. And if you get someone who has a personality disorder, it is better you break up as soon as possible. So that's what I have to tell you. Live from Machedo.com, who's Live Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Remember, I read all the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. And you're going to abuse me by saying, oh, who the fuck would like a face like that? No. Some women have. You can't help it. Anyway, live from Machedo.com, who's Live Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Saying goodbye.